Welcome to Cherry Blossom Yoga. I'm Robin Dinderman. This is a half-hour Hatha Yoga class for beginning and continuing students. Be sure you're dressed comfortably, no belts or tightness around the waist. If you've eaten a large meal within the last hour, please avoid forward bends or any inverted postures. In yoga, we breathe in through the nose and we breathe out either through the nose or through the mouth. During class, I'll guide you with the in-breath and the out-breath so that you can just follow my words as we go along. Remember, listen to your body. Don't do anything that you feel is not right for you. You may want to watch the class once and then play it back later on our website at MMCTV.org. Look for videos and Cherry Blossom Yoga with Robin Dinderman. So take your time, and if you're seated, a lot of the movements you can continue doing with your arms if you're unable or don't wish to come down to the floor. So feel free to join me. We're going to begin as if we're just waking up and getting out of bed. So we're going to reach up and stretch. So I'm reaching up with here, this is my left hand, but I'm bending the left knee. So whichever hand is reaching up, I'd like you to bend the knee on that side. So breathing in and out, and in and out. So take your time. So you notice by using the knees, this knee bend as you're stretching, you're increasing the stretch along the side in between the ribs, from the rib cage down to the hips. You're starting to warm up the hip joints, the knee joints, the ankle joints, just with this very simple movement. I like to look up, maybe across a little bit, across the ceiling, and then press both hands up against the ceiling, push it away, and at the same time press your feet down as if you're pushing the earth away. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, release the tension in the fingers and the hands. Allow gravity to let the arms come down. Bring the arms down, and then the shoulders sink. The shoulder blades sink. And now check your lower back, because if your back is swaying, you're going to feel it. So tighten the buttocks a little, tuck the pelvis under, and now you're standing in Tadasana, mountain pose, the basic standing pose in Hatha Yoga. Your feet should be about hip distance apart. You might want to check by standing in a full-length mirror, but we want to align the shoulders over the hips over the knees over the ankles. So we're going to do some more opening for the neck and shoulders. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders and elbows together. Now, since you're not warmed up, your elbows may not reach. And maybe the way that you're built, the elbows won't reach. So I don't want you to be concerned about that. You want to keep the elbows at shoulder height. So we breathe in and bring the elbows back and squeeze the shoulder blades in toward the spine and exhale. And breathing in and breathing out. If you find your shoulders creeping up, you want to lower them down, still keeping the elbows at shoulder height. So now we're warming up the muscles in the shoulders. We're stretching the muscles in between the shoulder blades. Breathing in and out. Now we're going to turn this into a circle. So you're going to lift the elbows and then bring them back and down, and you're exhaling as the arms cross over your chest, elbows come together briefly. Inhale as you lift and open. So you might be able to hear my breath. I'm making a soft, whispering ha sound from the back of my throat. So take your time as you're doing this, because as you're warming up, you're also setting a rhythm for your breath. And you want a very deep, deep in-breath and a long, extended out-breath. And one more time around. Exhale. And then we'll reverse. Breathe in and exhale, lower. Bring both elbows way back. Lift them up, breathe in and exhale. So going forward, the elbows coming forward together, you have the chance for the extended out breath. Going the other direction, you can deepen the in-breath. But in any case, we're now balancing and out. And one more time around. And elbows together, and then place hand over hand. Bring the hands and elbows up as high as the shoulders. And now we're going to turn with the body, starting with the hips. I'm turning the hips to the right, shoulders to the right, and then I'm bringing the elbow back with my eyes on the elbow and inhaling to center. Crossing center line, exhaling, exhaling, and looking at the other elbow. So here you have to focus on the height of your arms, the breath, the twisting at the waist. You can feel some movement in the knees and in the ankles. And we're going to complete the movement, coming around and finishing it off, looking at the elbow, and come back to center. And interlace the fingers in front of you and let the arms rest. You might want to move your feet around, wiggle your toes a little, come back into position with the feet hip distance apart, and then inhale and bring the palms over your head, turn them up and push, and then exhale back to center. And breathe in, push upward, and turn them back down, and release. Lifting up, you're breathing in, and coming down, you're breathing out. And one more time, coming up, and press the palms up, and lift the rib cage out of the waist, and then very slowly loosen the fingers apart, relax the fingers and hands, let the shoulders sink, and let gravity float your arms down to your sides. Place your hands inside of your elbows. I'm going to turn slightly. Feet still hip distance apart, and bend the knees and lower the seat, keeping the shoulders down and the neck free, and then standing and bending the knees and standing. Just another bend. Try to keep your shoulders above the hips. A lot of people now will bend forward at the hips. We want to keep that alignment. You're going to feel this in the front of your legs, and then releasing when you stand. Breathe in. For standing forward bend, we're letting the air out, tucking the chin in, bending the knees. Now let the arms hang freely from the shoulders with the hands inside of the forearms. Your chin tucked in, knees bent, and then slowly release your hands. The hands are just in front of the shoulders, and the wrists are almost exactly under the shoulders. We're going to bend the right knee and straighten the left, back to center, bend the left knee and straighten the right, and shifting from side to side. So now you are continuing to warm up the ankle joints, knee joints, hip joints, and you're getting some stretch into the backs of your legs and into the lower back. So take your time, no bouncing, shifting your weight side to side. Then you can bring your feet just a little bit closer together. I like to do this when we're coming into a squat. So I'm going to bring the hands forward, put the weight on the balls of my feet, and come down into a squat, and then press up into standing forward bend again, and bring the hands to the outside of one leg and then around to the other leg, and leaning, I'm going to put my weight on my left foot and left hand, take a hold of the right ankle, bring it forward, 1 foot step, and walk the hands forward. Now relax the shoulders, or let the shoulders sink down. Press down through both heels. Then walk your hands back. Use your right hand to bring the foot back into place. Shift the weight to the right side. Move the left foot forward and walk the hands forward. So you can keep a little tiny bend in each knee. I always say that for me, straight legs or straight knees are about 97% straight. We don't want to 100% straight because people tend to lock their knees, which is not good for them. And walk the hands back, tuck the chin in, and walk your hands up your legs. Tuck the tailbone under, roll the shoulders back into place, level your jaw, reach up through the crown of your head. Standing in Tadasana, palms toward the thighs, and feel the movement of your chest as you breathe. Breathing in, the rib cage lifts, expands horizontally, it moves forward and back. And as the lungs release the air, the rib cage contracts horizontally, moves inward toward the spine, and lowers at the upper chest. So for a moment, with your deep breathing, visualize the lungs expanding, the rib cage expanding, and then exhaling, tighten your belly muscles. And this helps push the diaphragm against the lower lobes of the lungs and helps you expel all the old, stale air. Breathing in, the belly relaxes and rounds, the chest expands, and then you exhale. For a side angle pose, we can separate our feet. I'm only maybe about 2 or 3 feet apart, and then turn the right foot out so it points toward the end of your mat, and bring your knee right above the ankle. I'm keeping the angle of this foot turned in just slightly, but now I want to square my hips and shoulders to the front of the mat. I'm going to fold over and place my arm very lightly, not putting any weight, but just resting here. And then slide the other arm over. Now, I have my left arm over my left ear, so I'm going to pull the left shoulder back. Keeping the knee right above the ankle gives me stability. I'm stretching muscles all through the left side. Now coming up right here, the muscles at the waist, the muscles looking up to the ceiling, they're going to help me come up. So we're not going to fling the arm over, we're going to inhale and lift and rotate that foot forward and lower the arm, and the palm comes down. And then turning the feet to the other direction. Again, bringing the knee above the ankle. This is my left knee, right foot over here I have turned in slightly. I need to square my body, shoulders and hips to the front of my mat, and come over and then slide the arm over, side angle pose, and pull that right shoulder back. And then lifting from the right shoulder, the upper shoulder, and using the muscles here at the waist, inhale up, and lower the hand down, and let it float down. So you can try that again with your feet in a little closer, just to see how that feels, how your balance changes, or you can give it a lot more space between the feet. So I'm turning the right foot out at 90 degrees, bringing the knee above the ankle, lowering my pelvis, turning now to face the front line of my mat. So when I come down, it's more of a balance. So here you're strengthening the quadriceps and you're toning the muscles around the knee. Your foundation is the knee right above the ankle, and then lift that upper shoulder, pull it back. Use only the muscles you need. And lifting from the upper shoulder, inhale up, turn the foot in, and slowly release. Palm turns down at shoulder height and comes to your leg. Then repeating on the other side with the foot turned out, knee above the ankle, and again positioning the foot. Now with your feet farther apart, you might want the foot pointed forward rather than turned in. So square your hips and shoulders to the front of your mat, and reach up and over. Make that nice long diagonal line. And if you feel that you're wobbling a little, it's just an indication those muscles need to be or could be toned up a bit more. So you might want to bring your feet closer together while doing this until you build up some muscle tone and you're able to stand with your feet farther apart. Now lifting from the upper arm and coming back to center, palm turns down, and we float to the side. Now bring the arms out in T position. So now you are in star, and turn, look at the end of the mat or in that direction. And come back to center and turn. So here, check your posture. The shoulders are down, the neck is free. So at this point, the ankles and knees are getting a little bit more of a workout. Always be careful about the knees. And come back into star, release the arms. Either step your feet together or heel toe, back to center. Pause and breathe. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice if your heartbeat is slowed down or maybe it's going a little bit faster. Notice if you're feeling warmed up or if there are areas that feel stretched, or maybe a little tender. Maybe you've opened up some tight areas so you feel freer or looser, more comfortable. And visualize the energy flowing through your body. renewing with each breath in and releasing tension with the out breath. We're going to pause for a moment and then we'll return to cherry blossom yoga. We're going to move down to the floor. Some of the movements you'll be able to follow with your arms if you don't join us on the floor, and some you'll be able to do in your chair, but others probably not. But follow along with the breathing and the focusing on the body and the breath. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning. Why?
Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to Cherry Blossom Yoga. Come join me on the floor. If you're unable to do so, please stay on your chair and sit comfortably. We're going to be doing some rotating movements, so be careful. You don't want to go too far over if you're in a chair. So follow us with the breathing and try to keep your posture good. And think about how you're seated, because we have the two sit bones and then the tailbones. So think of those as your triangle, which is like an anchor. And if you can imagine that three-pointed triangle, so you're seated, and then everything rises up from there. And that helps me with my posture a lot. So, seated in a comfortable cross-legged position. So I just have one leg in front of the other. And I'm going to make the yoga mudra, the energy seal, with the thumb to the index finger of each hand and rest the hands lightly on my knees. So to begin with, think from the tailbone, almost like a top that's spinning around. And we're just going to move very slowly, making small circles. So I'm leaning a little bit more forward and to the side. And when I come back, the shoulders are behind the hips and my circles are getting larger now. This is a nice meditative feel to it. Then we're going to reverse. Go the other direction, big circles. Again, shifting your weight around and around. And the big circles become smaller. And then we come back to center and sit tall. And now one of my favorites, the yoga body roll. So visualize your spine, the shoulders above the hips. Try to lift the rib cage out of the waist. Sit tall, breathe in. And I suggest that you follow my words because I have difficulty doing this in reverse. And if you mirror me, that's fine. But if you listen to the words with your eyes closed, you'll be going in the same direction as I am. Breathe in, letting the air out very slowly. Lean right, right shoulder over right ear over right knee, face toward the floor, shifting weight to the left side. Left ear over left knee, left ear over shoulder, and then sitting tall. So that was your in-breath. So let's breathe in. Breathing out, right ear to right shoulder, right ear over the right knee, Face forward, crossing center line. Inhale up to the left with the head hanging to the left until you come back to center. Exhaling down to the right and leaning to the left, coming up, breathing in and exhaling down to the right. Completing the movement, returning back to the seated position, pausing and breathing. And then we reverse. Breathe in. Lower left ear to left shoulder, left ear over the knee. The face comes forward. Inhale up to the right. Right ear over the shoulder and seated, and then exhaling down to the left. Coming as far forward as you can, leaning right, coming up, and then exhaling down. And complete the movement. And pause. And breathe. And then what's nice to do is to reverse the legs. So whichever leg was in front, put that one behind. It's going to feel strange. Okay, and we'll repeat. Breathe in and out, leaning over the right side, face coming forward toward the floor. Shifting the weight to the left side, coming up with the in-breath, going down to the right with the out-breath. So now as you go deeper and deeper into this posture, you may be able to bring your elbows all the way down to the floor and lean completely over to that side. See, this is what I'm doing here. My right side comes up because I'm leaned to the left. And coming up, inhale, and down to the right, exhale. And coming up, pausing, breathing. And then we reverse. Breathe in. To the left now, left ear to left shoulder, elbow to the floor, ear over the knee, coming forward, right ear over the knee, right elbow to the floor, and come up. Exhaling down to the left, and inhaling up to the right. Let's go around one more time. And breathe and pause, and if you like, stretch your legs out and flex the feet and then point the feet and then rotate at the ankles and reverse the direction and turn the feet in, right foot over left, and turn the feet out. And left over right, and turn the feet out. So either coming onto the floor on your back or coming into a comfortable seated position. We're going to rest for a moment and enjoy the benefits of the yogic stretches, breathing, and postures. Close your eyes. Pull the cool, dry air up your nostrils, down your throat. Let it fill your chest. And then exhaling. Exhale tension. breathe in joy. Exhale regrets. Inhale peace. Exhale worry. Inhale good health. Exhale obstacles. And let a feeling of great lightness and peacefulness come over you. Try to do a little bit of yoga every day. Breathing deeply is enough. Focusing on your body, on your breath will help. Take a few moments every day to do a little yoga. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're feeling wonderful, and I hope you can carry that feeling with you into your day, into your week, and into your life. Namaste.